This is Newcap News with Nerman Isab.
Good evening. We begin tonight with news of an inconvenience for residents in Meadow Lake. Now, the city is without water today as crews work to repair a water main. Now, according to the city's website, the water supply may be off for up to 2 days. Now, once that supply is turned back on, a boil water advisory will be placed for the entire city. Individuals are also being asked to limit their use of medical services within the city and to use the local emergency room for what they call true emergencies only. Well, an outbreak has been declared at the St. Walburg Health Complex. The concern is over a respiratory condition, specifically for the long-term side of the building. Now, Linda Lewis from the Prairie North Health Region says there isn't a reason to panic, but visitations are being restricted.
So members of the public are restricted from visiting individuals in the facility unless it's in an extreme emergent or serious situation, then certainly exceptions are made.
Now, Lewis says the symptoms include a fever, runny nose, sore throat, headache, and coughing, though it is different for every person. She says these outbreaks are common and there isn't a reason to be concerned as they are following the proper procedures and doing everything they can to prevent it from spreading. A local woman believes she has been scammed by an energy company after agreeing to a contract from a door-to-door salesman. After bills skyrocketed last month, she is speaking out in hopes of warning others. Kitscoty has more.
And the company has the same name, and I said I want to stay with Direct Energy. They were like, well, of course you're staying with Direct Energy. They had a Direct Energy uniform, they had Direct Energy, all kinds of pamphlets and information. So it's very easy to get confused and switch over.
Lisa Schooley was approached by a door-to-door salesman back in the fall of 2012 who offered to combine her energy bills and save money on rates. She was skeptical at first, but when he told her he was from Direct Energy, the company she was serviced by at the time, she figured it was a no-brainer to go with the offer.
But I said, I don't want to leave Direct Energy. I said I want to stay with that company. Well, I am Direct Energy, so that's no problem.
The parent company, Direct Energy Marketing Limited, has two entities. One is regulated services and the other essential services. Regulated services fees are set by the government and essential services are not. Now, does the customer's money go to the same company no matter which entity?
Ultimately, yes, but everything is kept separate and accounted for separately. Have some pretty good brand separation that's required under Alberta regulation and law.
At the door, they were like, no, don't worry, it's the same company. When you phone to complain, they're very clear that, well, of course we're two different companies. We have two completely different names.
We try and make that distinction as well. If you're on regulated services, I think your bill is kind of a pinkish color. If you're on a competitive contract, it's blue.
And bill payments rose over time.
In January of 2014, we got a new bill and it was $862.50, which is way higher than it's ever been.
After getting the bills, she immediately canceled the contract.
I thought I was smarter than this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm a fairly savvy person, consumer, careful. But I mean, when they're telling you that they are Direct Energy and that you're not switching and that they're going to save you money on administration fees, why wouldn't you?
And at the end of the day, Lisa wants to advise her friends and neighbors to use caution when it comes to door-to-door salesmen and to always read the fine print.
If someone's coming door to door, just read very carefully. If they want you to sign a contract, wait, say come back. They will always come back because they want you as a customer. Say, this isn't a good day, I want to think about it. Then you can phone the company, you know what I mean, and find out exactly all the details.
Kitscoty, Newcap News.
Saskatchewan MLA Tim McMillan is in New Orleans this week as he's attending the annual World Heavy Oil Congress. Now, his trip includes a keynote address highlighting the opportunities and the current business climate in Saskatchewan.
This conference tracks the major investors, the major technological suppliers to the industry, and telling the Saskatchewan story to this group of business people and investors is something that we think is important to continue to grow and to get the investment in our province.
McMillan says the current state of heavy oil production in the province is strong and it's the right time for individuals and companies to invest.
About half of the oil production we have in our province. We set a record in 2012 and broke it again in 2013 on oil production. And the heavy oil is a fundamental a part of growing those numbers.
McMillan will come back from the Congress on Friday. Meanwhile, Enbridge announced it has the financial backing for a $7 billion pipeline replacement project in the U.S. Now, the energy giant says its partners say they've raised enough capital to replace and upgrade more than 1,600 kilometers of pipe that stretches from Alberta to Wisconsin. Now, this project will mark the largest undertaking of this kind in the company's history. Enbridge expects the project to be completed by the end of 2017.